0145. Also check out our juice bar with our smoothies, boosters, mash, and therapy juices. 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Ice cream, jerk chicken, roast fish and corn, and over them again.
We solid.
CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Catering for all occasions. Call and place your order at 914-863-0188 or 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. Check out our menu. We have curry goat, curry chicken, fried chicken, brown stew chicken, jerk and stew pork, stew peas, oxtail, brown stew fish, $12 and upwards. Goes by order. Steamed fish, $12 and upwards. Also goes by order. Steamed vegetables. All meals come with white rice or rice and peas with vegetable. Check out the soup menu. We have chicken soup, red pea soup, seafood soup, goated soup at CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Catering for all occasions. Big up the top chef Conroy and his wife. Big up the two grill masters, Courtney and Ron. So remember to check out CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Catering for all occasions.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Near Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Well. It is Thursday. How are you feeling? How are you, everyone? What's going on? Thursdays are good days here on Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. am your producer. Did you know that? And your presenter. Inside the Zone is the community platform where information is guaranteed. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Today's program is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx, and is broadcast on Linkage Radio 101.7, 104.5 FM, and also on Spice International Gospel Network, that is Sign FM 88.9, and Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, www.caribbeanvibesradio.com, and Touch FM Radio 90.1. A lot has been going on across the United States and the world, and I hope to get into some of all of that for you this evening, with you this evening. Blessings to everyone in the Bronx, in Mount Vernon. Thank you for joining me. In this evening's features, Inspirational Zone coming up in a few minutes. We get our praise on with great gospel music. In New Zone this evening, a delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. In Music Zone this evening, an evening of gospel. Guess what? It's the second Thursday in the month. It's Gospel Music Thursday. Fast facts. Haiti today. Haiti, Haiti, Haiti. Do you have Haiti on your mind? Well, I do. The country freed by slaves from French colonial overlords more than 200 years ago has struggled with a legacy of corruption, violence, and political paralysis. Let's talk a little bit about Haiti today. News on the go. Headlines that has everyone talking, and finally, Artist Zone gospel music on a Thursday. Don't forget to check out my hashtags, ITZ Center Stage, hashtag Host a Lady D, hashtag ITZ Radio, hashtag Entertainment, hashtag Music, hashtag Radio, hashtag Jamaican Lady D. Email me insideofthezone@gmail.com. And also catch me on my Facebook pages, Lady D, Denise Gomez, and Inside of the Zone. I'm also on Instagram, Lady D, Denise Gomez. Once again, I ask you the question, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I always have a great show lined up for you until 8 p.m. this evening. This is Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station, 24/7, 365 days for the year. 25 minutes after 6 o'clock. Set your watches and your clocks. The show is brought to you once again by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. Aha! 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Give them a call, 718-324-7484. Walk in the store and say, hey, Lady D, send me. Our telephone number here in the Linkage Radio station is 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. What is my name? Lady D, Denise Gomez. And it is my Gospel Music Thursday today. So for those of you who need to get some praise going on a Thursday leading into Friday, and we're having weather conditions, rain, rain, rain. I came here in rain. I left work in the rain. I came here. It wasn't so bad. I was able to walk into the station without a downpour happening. And by the time I'm leaving here, I'm sure there's going to be something going on outside. But if you're out, I had to literally run out today to get me a $5.99 umbrella. I had a good umbrella, by the way, and it broke. And I have not replaced it. And today I had to run out. I said, Lord, if breeze come, it's going to take me and the umbrella away. You know what $5.99 gives you, right? You get what you pay for. But nevertheless, I have it just in case as my backup. I'm a Jamaican with a show that has a Caribbean theme that features people across the Caribbean and the world. Welcome, everyone. It is now time for us to get our praise on. It's my Gospel Music Thursday Inspirational Zone. Are you ready to lift your hands? Lift your hands with me.
You want healing? You want deliverance? You want salvation? Mouth the antidote. All you need is one dose. There's satisfaction in one dose. The great physician gives one dose. The remedy is one dose of the Holy Ghost. Have a medical urgency. My God specializes in emergency. Any situation that you got, me I tell you my God can handle that. Broken in places you cannot fix. Run, come to Jesus, quick. Come and get a solution. All you need is one dose. There's satisfaction in one dose. The great physician gives one dose. The remedy is one dose of the Holy Ghost. I said the woman was sick for many years. No doctor could dry her tears. From Jesus she cast her cares, and there come her healing out of nowhere. She got her medication. God fill her prescription. Healing her description. She get rid of her frustration. All you need is one dose. There's satisfaction in one dose. The great physician gives one dose. The remedy is one dose of the Holy Ghost. Dr. Jesus is no deceiver. You better reach out to the pain reliever. You're fed up, you're hurt, and you're tired of the mess. Bend up in a S with pure sickness. Things were tough and time well hard. Put up on your knee and ball out loud. Pour it a heart and give him everything. Surrender your heart to the King of Kings. If you trust God when you pray, my Jesus has the power to heal you right away. He'll touch your body, cleanse your soul, heal your heart, give you a brand new start. So just walk up and claim your miracle. All you need is one dose. There's satisfaction. So much satisfaction. One dose. The great physician gives one dose. The remedy is one dose of the Holy Ghost. All you need is one dose. There's satisfaction in one dose. The great physician gives one dose. The remedy is one dose of the Holy Ghost. One dose of the Holy Ghost. It's all you need. One dose. One dose of the Holy Ghost. Just believe.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. One dose, or inspirational zone here inside of the zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. Hey, everyone, waving. Whether you are able to see me or not, I'm picturing you, right? That you're here with me, keeping my company this evening. Such a pleasure having you. What time is it? 6:31 p.m. Welcome to the segment News Zone, a delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, July 8, 2021. Construction work has started on a multi-purpose building to house a pediatric cardiac ward and overnight parent suite at the Bustamante Hospital for Children. Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton broke ground for the facility on Wednesday. The two-story building will be constructed over the next 2 years at a cost of approximately $120 million. It's being developed by the National Housing Trust, NHT, in partnership with the National Health Fund, NHF, and the Southeast Regional Health Authority, SERA. The new building is part of the hospital's multi-million-dollar redevelopment master plan, which also entails expansion of ward space at the hospital to provide 100 additional beds.
The Bustamante Hospital for Children represents the only specialist children hospital in the English-speaking Caribbean and is providing diagnostic, preventative, curative, and rehabilitative offerings. And the intention is to expand these services here in this multi-million-dollar phased redevelopment plan.
The development and implementation of this new master plan continues to revitalize and improve on existing hospital infrastructure, which over time has been significantly upgraded.
As part of the redevelopment master plan, a newly established drug serve pharmacy was also officially opened on Wednesday. It was built by the NHF at a cost of approximately $70 million. In other health news, the ministry has received a grant of 10.2 million euros or 1.8 billion Jamaican dollars to support its health system strengthening program. The money is from the European Union Caribbean Investment Facility and will be administered by the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the EU's contribution supplements the $50 million being provided for the program under a loan agreement with the IDB. He says it will assist in the prevention, care, and management of non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, diabetes, and obesity.
So the health system strengthening program tackles these needs full on, hence the appreciation for this contribution.
EU's head of delegation, Her Excellency Marianne van Steen, says non-communicable diseases should not be ignored, as they are often the cause of disability and ill health, exacerbated by social and economic cost.
We do expect that having access to these upgraded new facilities and adequately trained staff, thereby offering more efficient and higher quality care, will change the lives of many.
The Health System Strengthening Program was launched in January last year to facilitate the integration of health services networks and improve management, quality, and efficiency. 3 hospitals and 10 other health facilities are to be developed as part of the program. Construction has officially started on the region's first state-of-the-art therapeutic center for children in state care. Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Favour Williams, broke ground for the facility on Tuesday on the grounds of the Maxfield Park Children's Home. The center is being constructed through the partnership of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, and the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF. It will provide residential inpatient programs, including day treatment, outpatient counseling, and psychotherapy services for children in state care and their families.
This is an important development in the provision of psychosocial support for children in state care. We know that it is an unfortunate reality that many of our children who suffer physical and emotional abuse do not get the support needed to cope with the mental health issues. The therapeutic center to be built here is therefore a welcome addition to the provision of services to children in state care.
State Minister Robert Morgan says the aim of the ministry is to ultimately provide a center of excellence for children in state care.
I think this is probably the beginning of us unveiling a lot of the plans and programs that we're putting in place.
Specialist teachers will be incorporated at the primary level starting this September. Education Minister Favour Williams had announced government's plan to move from the generalist teaching model in primary schools to a specialist system during her sectoral debate presentation in April. She revealed then that the transition would begin in the country's worst performing schools as identified by the National Education Inspectorate. The minister gave an update on the plan at a function earlier this week.
Come September, we're switching to the specialist mode from the generalist mode. Right now, one teacher teaches all subjects, right, to the grade. We don't think that is going to get us there. So we want to see some specialist teachers, especially in mathematics, in English language, in our primary schools, and the science in our primary schools. to kind of get the achievement levels up.
Minister Williams' update came as she welcomed the donation of computer devices from the private sector organization of Jamaica for the One Laptop or Tablet per Child initiative. The devices include 17 tablets and 7 laptops, which will benefit students of Mannings Hill Primary, Stony Hill Primary and Infant, Golden Spring Primary and Lawrence Tavern Primary School. And finally, government will be implementing an electronic land titling system at the National Land Agency this year. Information Minister Favour Williams announced Cabinet's approval for the system during this week's post-Cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House.
The implementation of this program will result in the complete phasing out of physical certificates of title and their replacement with electronic certificates of title.
She says introducing the electronic land titling system will help to improve Jamaica's rank on the World Doing Business report under the Registering Property Index.
Currently, Jamaica is ranked 85 out of 190 countries, and the implementation of the electronic land registration would save time, reduce human resource requirements, and provide opportunities for further collaboration with Tax Administration Jamaica and other ministries, departments, and agencies with a view to reducing or eliminating connected transactional processes external to the NLA.
The Ministry of Finance and Public Service will accommodate the implementation of the project over a 6-year period as part of the Public Sector Investment Program. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
That was a delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lady D. Denise Gomez. The show is brought to you by...
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Welcome back. It's 20 minutes to 7 o'clock. The show ends at 8. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. Welcome. If you are joining me for the very, very first time and you're wondering, who is that lady? That's me. I'm a Jamaican residing in New York. And I'd like to welcome you to my radio show called Inside the Zone. It started on June 5, 2008, and it has been going, and God has been good to me. What can I say? It is my Gospel Music Thursday today. Is it raining in your neck of the woods? I hope not. If it is, please ensure that you are safe and that whatever you need to do, you do it well, and you do it quickly. Want to say hi to my YouTubers. Hey, Donovan, nice to see you. And there are other people there. I usually say, I can't see you if you don't come on into the living room and you're staying out on the veranda. I can't see you. Good evening, Cammie. How nice of you to pop in. So nice of you. Please share the link with someone you know and say, hey, Lady D's on. So nice to see you, Cams. Blessings to you. Of course, it's my Gospel Music Thursday. You all know that I feature a variety of musical genres on this show. So I'm not nestled into one particular genre, as you all know. And so this evening, it is my Gospel Music Thursday. And coming up at 7 o'clock, I do have my segment, of course, in which I'll be getting into, the news on the go. And then at 7 o'clock, I'm going to feature Haiti Today. And, I'd like to hear from you. What are your thoughts about Haiti? We think about Jamaica. We think about the crime situation in Jamaica. And we talk and we talk and we talk. But until something dramatic takes place, drastic something dramatic, something that captivates the world's attention, then, it becomes a 9-day wonder and we talk about it, and then, it literally just dies. You don't hear about it anymore. But most of us have already been aware of, the history of Haiti and so on. And I do have a good friend of mine who is Haitian, so I'm wondering how they're doing. I have not been able to reach him just to find out. He resides here in New York. But of course, where you come from means a lot to you. And so I'm just going to be featuring that at 7 o'clock. And then we wrap up the show at 7:30 with some nice Irie gospel music just for you. What time is it? 6:42 p.m. If you are celebrating your birthday, I'd like to say happy birthday to you. If it is your wedding anniversary, happy anniversary to you. And my favorite, a baby was born somewhere in the world today. We welcome life. I'd like to say, hey, Ryan, I was looking out for you, wondering where is Ryan? But here he is, popped up in my YouTube channel. Ryan, please share with friends and let them know that the show is on, and I'd like them to subscribe to my channel, Inside the Zone with Lady D. Let's get some music. Oh, somebody wants to talk to me. Okay. Someone needs to talk to me, so let me talk to you. Very quickly, I'm coming. Okay. Don't get bent out of shape now. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Lady D.
A pleasant good evening to you, sir. I asked. You were MIA on me. I heard that you left early.
Yes. Yes, and I just want to say, again, great show and congratulations. And I just want to say happy birthday to you.
Oh, my birthday? Oh, my birthday's next Sunday. But I thank you for the
I thought
prelude.
It was today.
No, the birth date is the 18th.
Oh, I thought it was the 8th.
No, it's the 18th. But,
Okay,
I'll take it.
It's an early song.
That's what I say, too. You're doing good?
Yes, I'm good on the road. The rain started slowing down out here.
Yes. Okay. No problem. I'll be having a discussion at 7 o'clock while I'm introducing my feature on Haiti. So, you're welcome to call back and share, your comments and stuff. But it's so nice for you to touch base with me.
I definitely will. I'll be listening.
All right. Blessings. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
All right. Take it easy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's, a little quick birthday prelude thing going on. But that's nice. If nobody don't remember your birthday, you have a problem. Good evening, Andrea. Good evening to you, my dear Andrea, one of my avid viewers. Thank you so much. How about some music? What time is it? 6:45 p.m. It's my Gospel Music Thursday.
Lord, you are real. You're real to me. From the dust of the earth, you created man, crafted from a special mold. Created in your image and your likeness, yeah. Man became a living soul. Angels sing about it. Heaven and earth declare it. And there's no one else like you. For in the morning when I wake up and I see the sunshine, when I see the trees dancing and the leaves are shaking, in God I live and I move and I have my being. I belong to Him. I testify of Him because I know that He's real and supplies my every need. Rapha, you touch my body. Good Shepherd, you came and found me. Father, there's really no one like you. Or in the morning when I wake up and I see the sunshine, when I see the shaken. Philosophy can't deny it. The world can't defy it. But you are real, and there is no doubt about it. Creator of the universe, how powerful you are. The one who sees and knows all things, you're brighter than the stars. I will glorify and exalt you, my God. I crown you as the King of Kings because you're Lord of all. Or in the morning when I wake up and I see the sunshine, yeah, yeah. When I see the trees dancing and the leaves are shaking. Philosophy can't deny it. The world can't defy it. But you are real, and there is no doubt about it. Or in the morning when I wake up and I see the sunshine, yeah, yeah. When I see the trees dancing and the leaves are shaking. Philosophy can't deny it. The world can't defy it. But you are real, and there is no doubt about it. You are real. No, 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 no. You are real. Yeah, yeah. Real. There's no one like you. You are real. Yeah. You are real. You're so real. You are real. You're real to me. Yeah. You are real. Real to me. Yeah. Yeah. You are real.
That's what I'm talking about. You are real. Hello, everyone. You notice I'm playing some unusual songs that you really don't hear, right? I went a surfing and I found. Good evening to everyone tuning in with me this evening. My name is, I love to say that part, Denise Lady D Gomez. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Charlesy, my girl Pat came on. And I have Ryan, and there are other people, I don't know who, but anyway, good evening to you, and you. Don't forget, we're broadcasting on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, Sign FM 88.9, that's signradio.net, Touch FM Radio 90.1, touchfmradio.com. This is Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. Our telephone number to call if you want to say, hey, Lady D, you know, you can call me, 914-600-4228. I know the show is formatted in such a way that if I'm not having, you know, that kind of a discussion segment, then you can simply sit back, relax, and listen. As long as I'm not presenting a particular feature which does not require you to call me, then you don't call, right, to interrupt the feature. But if I'm not, if I'm playing music or something, you can call 914-600-4228. Wherever you are, you can call me, 914-600-4228, so I can just say hey to you, how you doing, that kind of nice stuff. 10 minutes to 7 o'clock. I have a quick feature for you. And just want to share a bit of information. Now, we woke up to the unfortunate news of the assassination of Haiti's president. And no matter what we think about Haiti, we're all people too. We have the same blood flowing through our veins. And we have different temperaments. Some of us have a tenacity for something that's not good, and there are others that do, right? We're all made up in a certain way, and however we are socialized, it plays out, whether it's by biologically how we are made up, or how we interact in our communities across the world, things like that, what our foundation was built upon, a myriad of things, and how things are displayed. Like in Jamaica, I keep saying that, and with all due respect to my nation, but based on how we read about the revolts and so on, that's a murderous, blood irking situation, wouldn't you say? That they had to to literally have combat with people, physical. It's combative. It becomes a murderous setting wherever it is across the nation of the world. And so there are some things that are deeply ingrained in cultures across the world, and it becomes generational. And every now and again, it rages and it rears its ugly head, and we see it displayed. And this is a typical example in Haiti. And we always ask the question, will they bounce back? And they usually do, because they're very resourceful people. They're resilient. If it's under a shed, if it's one cracker, if it's to go by the spring to catch water or to have a bath or something, they're going to go through it because that's all they know how to. So the world asks the question, will Haiti bounce back? Yes, they will. I believe they will. And so the assassination of Mr. Moïse is the culmination of years of instability in the country, which has long been seized by lawlessness and violence. Haiti, once a slave colony, notorious for the brutality of its masters, won independence from France after slaves revolted and defeated Napoleon Bonaparte's forces in 1803. But in the 2 centuries since, Haiti has struggled to emerge from cycles of dictatorships and coups that have kept the country impoverished and struggling to deliver basic services to many of its people. For nearly 3 decades, the country suffered under the dictatorship of Francois Duvalier, known as Papa Doc, and then his son Jean-Claude, known as Baby Doc. A priest from a poor area, Jean Bertrand Aristide, became the first democratically elected president in 1990. But in less than a year, he was deposed in a coup, then returned to power in 1994 with the help of thousands of American troops. Mr. Aristide was re-elected in 2000, but forced out again after another armed uprising and went into exile. He has called it a kidnapping orchestrated by international actors, including the American and French governments. When a devastating earthquake flattened much of the country in 2010, the disaster was seen as an opportunity to resuscitate battered infrastructure and start fresh by shoring up the government's own capacity to rebuild. More than $9 billion in humanitarian assistance and donations poured in, buttressed by an additional estimated $2 billion worth of cheap oil supplies and loans from the then powerful ally Venezuela. International aid organizations rushed to help manage the recovery. But the money did not set Haiti on a new path, and many experts believe the country is worse off since the reconstruction began. A cholera outbreak soon after the quake that killed at least 10,000 Haitians was linked to the arrival of infected peacekeepers from the United Nations, which only admitted involvement years later but denied legal responsibility, shielded by international treaties granting the organization diplomatic immunity. Michael Martelly, a one-time popular singer who became president in 2011, was accused of widespread corruption and mismanaging funds intended for reconstruction. Reports by Haitian court-appointed auditors revealed in lengthy detail that much of the $2 billion lent to the country by Venezuela was embezzled or wasted over 8 years. Before he entered politics, President Moïse, then a little-known fruit exporter, was implicated in one of the reports for his involvement in a scheme to siphon off funds intended for road repairs. In the years that followed, Persistent economic melee, rising crime and corruption led to protests by Haitians fed up with their government and demanding Mr. Martelly's resignation. But he held on to power and after one term tapped Mr. Moyes to succeed him in 2015 elections. Mr. Moyes' bid for power was marred from the beginning. His campaign was accused of fraud and corruption, and he took over power 14 months after voters went to the polls, after an electoral tribunal found no evidence of widespread electoral irregularities. He took office in 2017, facing an indictment for graft related to Venezuelan aid. Over the next several years, Mr. Moyes used his control of the judicial system to dismiss the charges and undermine the opposition, which never accepted his electoral victory. The result was an increasingly paralyzed government that became gridlocked completely in early 2020, just as the country faced the coronavirus pandemic. A disagreement between Mr. Moyes and the opposition about the start of his presidential term spiraled into a full political crisis, leaving the country without a parliament or a new election date. As the crisis dragged on, Mr. Moyes began governing by unpopular decrees, further undermining his government's legitimacy. Protest against his rule accelerated. The political gridlock severely undermined the country's already weak healthcare system as coronavirus cases spread. Haiti remains the only country in Western Hemisphere to not receive any COVID-19 vaccines, as it now struggles to deal with the latest spike in infections. Although official coronavirus deaths remain relatively low because of limited testing, aid workers have said the hospitals are overwhelmed. Let me continue. It's 1 minute to 7 o'clock. Haiti's power vacuum has been increasingly filled with the leaders of organized crime who have taken over parts of the capital over the past year, instilling a reign of terror. Kidnappings, lootings, and gang-associated violence have made parts of the country ungovernable, leaving many Haitians fearful to even leave their homes and forcing some aid organizations on which many in the country depend for survival to curtail activities. Rights organizations have linked a surge in gang violence to the country's political deadlock, accusing prominent politicians of working with organized crime to intimidate opponents and settle scores in the basis of a functioning government. Last month, one of Haiti's most prominent gang leaders publicly declared a war against the country's traditional elites, calling on citizens to raid established businesses. Quote, "It is your money which is in the banks, stores, supermarkets, and dealerships," unquote. The gang leader, Jimmy Chezier, better known by his alias Barbecue, said in a video message on social media, quote, "Go and get what is rightfully yours," unquote. Interesting. It is now 7 p.m. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. If you're just joining me, the lines are open to you. What are your thoughts on Haiti? Let me hear from you. 914-600-4228. Listening to the breaking news, and I go to the phone line because someone is calling me and needs to talk to me, and I'd like to speak with you too. How are you? Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Life is good.
Absolutely.
Well, first I have to. My heart goes out to the people in Florida first, Lady D, and then the whole sad news of the president of Haiti. I have friends there. I have co-workers here, and I just finished watching the NBC news, and to my surprise, an American is involved.
Okay.
And I say to myself, where do we go from here as a people, whether of Haiti or the world? And if you ask me these days, Lady D, it's everybody. I can't just look at Haiti anymore We can't look at our country, Jamaica, anymore. It's everybody, everywhere, everything.
Mm-hmm.
When the snake raises his head, it doesn't care who first he grabs. It's just going to grab whosoever he sees when he raises up the head. And the whole thing of Florida been gripping me from the very night it happened. And I just imagine, I live here in Corp City in these high-rise buildings, and it was 10 o'clock, and every 10 o'clock from that building in Florida came down.
Mm-hmm.
Every 10 o'clock since then, I have a fear.
You get a panic
Because,
attack.
yes. It's no joke, Lady B. These days, we're going to have to forget about ourselves and go down in sackcloth and ashes for the neighbor, for the friend, for the next country, for the next neighbor, because it's no joke.
Yes.
And I tell people that there's no safe place on earth anymore because disaster, because let's start from the coronavirus. That thing didn't look at any border. It go over fence, it go under barbed wire, it go over mountain, hills, and valley.
Absolutely. I like
And it doesn't care. It knock on door and it doesn't wait for you to open the door. It barges in. And it takes the best of everything that you have.
Yes.
And when it goes, it leaves you mourning for what is left that you don't even want. So, Lady D, it's just not life as usual anymore. I don't see life as usual anymore.
Yes, we're living in troubled times. And when we think of the president, Moise, and how he was killed, in one report that I heard out of a local station in Jamaica, one of our credible stations in Jamaica, what they said was, and this was stated by a Haitian who was giving an update to the Jamaican station in Jamaica, that his security detail that were present on his premises, apparently fear took them, because when the coup came in, they were told that if they retaliated, I mean, this was blatantly said, if they retaliated, they would have killed them. So I'm of the view that they cowardice take over, and they just lay up arms and allowed them to just go in. But what struck me even more, that took me today when I heard it, they said that when they're going to have his funeral, they won't be able to have an open casket because he was shot up so much in the head. So they went to kill him. Not only that, but they wanted to ensure that he was brutally murdered, dead. And so I'm sure there's nothing left up there, right? So they can't have an open casket, no matter how they patch him up and so on.
Exactly.
And now, at first we all heard that the wife had died, but then she's now in Miami, right?
Right.
And it's very sad. Very, very sad.
But Lady D, you know what kills me about these people and all these gang and what people don't understand, Lady D, the Bible, people give against leader, whether they're gonna give against any president, whether the one we just have and the one that is here. The Bible tells you, obey them that set over you. And if you won't obey the one that is set over you, it's going to send a wicked one for you. The Bible don't tell you. And he go back and he tell you, he preserved the wicked for the days of evil, Sister D. And in this country, when the president that just left office was ruling, everybody claimed that he's wicked. But we need to remember, were you obeying the leader that was sent before.
Mm-hmm.
And every time someone goes against this man, I always remember that the Lord make his promise. He will preserve the wicked for the days of evil. I remember vividly when Mr. Obama came out about guns. Can you remember how much these same people rise up against this man? And Lady D, can we go back and trace from that man leaves office until this day how many lives have been snuffed out by that weapon? And that weapon is not from your country, not from my country. Now let's look at it from right here. But I said to them, it's two presidents, it's two leaders that this country have that is no joke. And if people think God is playing, watch what is coming. If they think who's coming after can fix it, it's over. The Bible tell you. I have to touch on a little bit when what's your colleague named the other day say he can't understand why everyone is going on so over the death of George. Mm-hmm. He should go back and read his Bible and remember when Jesus was brought in front of Pilate by who? The Jews. It was a similar thing. Mm-hmm. They said, kill him, away with him. It was the same Jews. Lady D, the writing is on the wall, and if people think that George dies in vain, they have a next guest coming. It's the devil demonstrates something right in front of us, letting us know he's not playing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Look how many people watch that man, the serpent, squeeze the life out of the poor man. It was the devil showing we that he is no fear of what we think of him. He will kill any one of us in the broad daylight in the street. That's what that was telling us. When that policeman think he should melt on the neck of the man and have no fear at all, men become lovers of themselves.
Yes.
And the people in this country keep having this whole blame game. We need to cut the blame game out and take full responsibility. The kingdom of God suffered violence. But the same Bible tells us violence take it by force.
That's true. Well,
I can always say it's nothing that George is dead, but wait until the devil come at my house. Then we're going to have a sense. Run on, Lady D, someone else want to put in a word.
Thanks so much, Wallace. Blessings.
Yes.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you have a comment? Let me know. 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. I'd like to say hi. For those of you who are on my YouTube channel, please let me know if you are hearing me nice and clear, because for my testing side here, it is coming across peachy perfect. Want to say hi to my connecting partners this evening, Sign FM 88.9, Touch FM Radio 90.1, and CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. Let me take a call. Good evening. Welcome to Center Stage. How are you?
Good evening once more, Lady D.
Yes,
and as I was listening to you reading, talking about the history of Haiti,
yes,
I must say we all need to, as black people, we all need to lift our hats to Haiti in terms of the revolution that they had 200 years ago for their rights, the civil rights, and for their human rights. Okay? And the Haitian people have shown their bravery and their willingness to fight for their freedom. And I want to say condolences to the friends and family of the president, and to know that he was gunned down and assassinated as he was. And we have to realize, too, us being just 90 miles away from Haiti in terms of Jamaica, we're the same people, the same family. Colonization has divided us tremendously. And if you notice, over the 200 years' time, the Haitian people have suffered in the West, because the rest of it's as though they're teaching Haiti a lesson for being so revoltive back 200 years ago. Can you imagine, in this pandemic, no kind of aid went to Haiti. Look at how much, over $10 billion after the earthquake was sent to Haiti, and the reconstruction, the Haitian people still did not benefit from it. Where did all that money go? So you see, it's as though over the years Haiti has been getting the raw end
deal.
of the deal in terms of development, and it's a shame, and it still continues up until this day.
That
And I
is
just want to
true.
say condolences to the families for the loss of the president. Thank you,
Yes.
Ms.
Thanks,
Ms.
Aljam.
D, and continue the great work.
All right, blessings. Thanks so much. 914 600 4228. Do you have a comment? 914 600 4228. Let me hear from you. We are talking about Haiti today. And Haiti today doesn't necessarily mean what has transpired since the past few days. We're talking about the overall experiences of a nation. We have our own. The United States has its own. Germany has its own. We can name them. But, you know, each time something happens, it really takes you back. And you have to rethink. It causes you to rethink. It causes you to put things into perspective. What I've also come to understand, though, is that Haitians, and this is based on what I have read, so it's not necessarily what I know as fact, but over the years, in its history, in the detail of history, they seem to conspire against each other. That's something that we don't understand. You know, they seem to conspire against each other. That's my perception. What is yours? 914 600 4228. 914 600 4228. Haiti today. What is your take? Are you saddened? They are people too. Right? No matter where they are, they have flooded Florida, they're people too. They need a better life. They come into a country. They take their culture, their music, their food, etc. Their tradition with them, and they're not readily accepted, right? Because they're operating on what they know, what they come with. Isn't that what we do? We take our Jamaica here with us. It's almost like right here we live in a little Jamaica. Today I had to make a comment at work. I say, I'm not physically in Jamaica, but I feel like I'm still there because of the people you hear, the way we speak, how we relate to each other. You have to say, but the only thing is that we're not there physically. So can you imagine? Especially, I heard a gentleman relaying the fact that when he heard the shots, at first he said he heard a rumbling sound because he lives in close proximity to where the president lived. Good evening, how are you?
Good evening, Lady D.
Gloria?
Yes, Lady D.
There's a feed. I'm fine. I'm getting a feedback. I'm getting a sound coming from your line.
I don't know.
Do you mind hanging up and redialing, please?
Okay, all right. Okay.
All righty. 914 600 4228. Yes, and the gentleman said that at first he was wondering if it was an earthquake coming because he heard like a rumbling sound. So can you imagine? It's when they were moving in and, hustling in to do what they had to do to send a message. Good evening. Welcome.
Yes, Lady D. Good evening.
Okay, I'm still hearing the sound, but we'll go ahead and have a conversation. How are you, my dear?
You still hearing me?
Yes, it's a little better.
Better than last week.
All right, good to hear.
My sympathy goes out to the whoever he is in Haiti, what they call him.
Mm-hmm.
And I am deeply concerned about the people in the people in Florida who lost those who lost their loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
it rests on me so much.
Mm-hmm.
So, all of that we are taking into consideration.
Yes.
My problem though is with this president that is in now and the one that was before. I prefer, because if I'm in a group, you'll have 1 million people following you, and nobody can tell you that you are wrong or you're going the wrong way, and all of us going to go over the edge of the gulf. I prefer not to deal with that one that doesn't listen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying this one is perfect,
Mm-hmm.
but he listens to nobody, and he uses his mouth to everybody get a lashing.
Yes.
I feel more comfortable now. Anyhow, my sympathy goes out to the people of Haiti, but they have been treated so badly because they haven't gotten any help. The money went or whatever, and they don't get it, and no vaccine. I mean, they have been able to get.
Mm-hmm.
They have been treated like they're not human.
Well, one of the things also from a report I heard is that, well, right now they have shut down the ports, right? The airport is closed and so on. But
But they
even
did that
prior to,
before
but
when
prior to
the
that,
things were going to them.
right? But prior to that, even for the COVID, they were not adversely affected by the COVID outbreak, based on a report I heard, because
Okay.
right, because you did not have, it's not like their tourism, they're not one of those spiked tourism destinations where you would have had
Okay.
people moving in and out a lot like other countries, right? So they didn't have that, so the number of cases were quite minimal. But
Very low.
nevertheless,
Okay.
as we understand how COVID works, it is necessary for them to be
To get
vaccinated.
something, yes.
Yes, it's necessary for them to be vaccinated. So,
Because they're sending here and sending there, and I didn't know that, if this didn't come up now, killing the leader, I mean, that's not treating them right. They're not fairly treated. It's not fair. Then a little something there that should, in case they have something.
well, in a
You're
dictatorship,
dealing with human. You're not dealing with. And I mean, animals are getting a good care.
absolutely, I like that. Yes, yes, my Gloria.
Animals are getting good care.
Thank
All right,
you, my love.
Sister Pat, good afternoon, and the rest of the audience.
Listeners, and thank you so much, my
Okay.
Gloria. Good to know you're feeling better
You're
today.
welcome. Yes, I listened to you both last week and the week before, but I was feeling sick. So
May
this evening,
understand.
like how the rain is coming,
Yes.
you got to dark yourself home after you leave.
Right.
I was listening out for you, so I said, I'm telling you, got to dark yourself in your yard right after the program.
I know.
Blessings, and thank you
Oh,
for
Lord.
being faithful to us.
Okay, blessings. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
bye-bye.
And I have no manners. I do apologize. I wasn't here on Monday. Usually I try to maintain my consistency to come in and to host programs during a holiday period, but on Monday I wasn't able to. I should have done that at the top of the show, so my apologies. Thank you. Good evening to AG. Good evening to Andrea. Welcome, Andrea. Thank you. 914-600-4228. Do you have a comment? 914-600-4228. Haiti today. What are your thoughts about Haiti today? What are your thoughts? Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Lady D. How are you?
A pleasant good evening to you, Miss Patricia.
Okay, I missed you on Monday.
I just
But
apologized.
I know you had a good 4th of July, a long weekend.
Yes, thank you. I hope you did too.
What I did. You needed the rest.
Mm-hmm. That is gospel truth. I am busted.
Yeah, you need. Yeah, you needed the rest. Hi, Gloria, and everyone in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Now, first, I just want to give my condolences to the citizens of Haiti. You know, it's just so sad what happened. But you know, Haiti stay in the spotlight from they gained independence 1804. You know, France was determined that they would not be an independent country. And it's just so sad that after they gained independence, they went over to their neighbor, the Dominican Republic, and encouraged them, and they got their independence. But we, as Caribbean folks, we are interdependent upon each other.
Yes.
And we see where Dominica, the Dominicans, they are not very receptive towards the Haitians.
And it's interesting, you know, because when you look at the map and you look at the borderline that separates the Dominican Republic and Haiti, you say to myself, it's almost like and it's not east from west. It's just one track.
Just a road, like you're
that's
crossing
just a road that separates. But also, did you know that when goods and services come in to the Dominican Republic, they are served first? And so the Haitians are on the opposite side, and they have to wait until, you know, everybody else
Dominicans are
get
served.
their stuff, and then they get the what left. And you're just looking over there. It's not like you're crossing the ocean. I'm like, have mercy.
Because you see, it goes with the classism and the racism, because the Dominicans are light skinned.
Yes, they
and
are.
the Asians are dark
skinned.
So therefore, we see the stark racism.
Yeah.
And we also see the classism. So it's like they can never get away from these things.
They can never get
but
away.
As poor as Haiti is right now, they now want to have a revolt. They're trying to burn down, you know, certain areas. And, you know, when you do that, what do you intend to get out of this? All I can say is that I guess people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when you're frustrated and you feel there is no hope and there is no other way out, Haiti was never satisfied with a president that they have. From we know they have gained their independence, they have never been satisfied with a president, whether it's not a coup, it's kidnapping, it's abduction, it's assassination.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's just
which
so
is what
sad.
I alluded to earlier, that they always seem to turn on each other.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
That's what my perception of that nation. They turn on each other, and as we know it,
the black, the light skin, the Haitians turn on the black Haitians.
And as we know it, you know, Pat, the country, like any other country, you have the slum, right? And then there is the residential. Right?
Absolutely.
So though there's unrest in the nation because the president has been assassinated, there's still other parts of the country that are not adversely impacted, you know.
Definitely not.
Right? There are other parts of the country where people are still living very well.
Normal life.
Normal lives, as if nothing has happened. Now, my concern is if goods and services are now not able to be transported in, at some point in time, the shelves are going to go empty.
Oh, yes.
People are going to get hungry.
Yes.
And the perpetrators are on shutdown in some house somewhere.
Absolutely. But I don't know if you heard the news today. They apprehended 6 people, 2 bodies. They brought up 2 bodies, and one of the perpetrators is a U.S. citizen.
So I hear.
You know,
that's what Wallace
with
told me.
Haitian background. This was a
Orchestrated,
orchestrated coup, and I'm glad they at least get somebody, and they're gonna make sure they squeeze the daylights out of him, whatever information, because there has to be someone who paid them off. They
Right,
were
because they are
well
mercenaries.
trained, and it is so wicked. They went in the house and they killed the man. They put the 9mm gun. They blow out his brains because they won't be able to have a funeral to even show his face.
That's what I
and
was
they
telling
shot
them.
him. They killed him in front of his wife.
Yes. Yeah,
And
it
the
was,
daughter, the daughter, she went and hid in a closet.
Yes.
So they didn't want the children. They wanted him, and they wanted to teach her a lesson and to show her that they meant business. Oh my God! Every time I think about,
sad, man.
what the book of Jeremiah 19 tells us, the heart of man is desperately wicked. Wicked. Oh Jesus, this is horrible.
Terrible.
But what happened in Haiti, it could happen in Jamaica. It could happen in any other Caribbean country.
Nowhere is exempt.
So no one is exempt from this kind of atrocity, this kind of behavior, because when people, when leaders feel that they are dictators and no one can talk to them, you when you think you mean well and you're speaking for the masses, only to realize that some people don't want to hear what you have to say. He was supposed to step down from January of 2020,
and he refused to.
Decided he was not going to step down, and so following what the news is saying, there are so many gangs that have popped up during his reign, and kidnappings. Every time you turn around, there are kidnappings. They're kidnapping people who have resources, so they can pay the ransom, so they can get the money. I mean, I don't know. I'm just so aggravated, listening to the news these days. You're not hearing anything that's good.
We're not going to hear good news.
No.
Well, you will hear good news, but of course, the more negative side of the news is what sells, right? When you put out a headline, you're going to coin your headline in such a way that whether it's digital or print, even you're going to look. You're going to look, you're going to purchase because you want to see the details of that headline.
Yes.
And you're not going to get it any other way. And it's a very competitive business.
Absolutely.
News sells,
Absolutely.
right? News sells, and you have to look for, as a reader, as a subscriber, you have to pay attention to what is credible news.
Absolutely.
Right?
Most definitely.
As opposed
what's credible
to
and also
propaganda.
what's fit into your mode of operation.
Because you do have people who are into propaganda.
Yes.
Stuff.
Yes, definitely. We know there's a propaganda that sells the newspaper. The trash, that's what sells. People like spicy, juicy details, whether they are factual or non-factual. That's what's going to get to people's attention. But I just feel bad for the country right now. Right now, they don't even have a credible leader, because the person who is acting as the prime minister, he was supposed to be ousted, and the prime minister who is supposed to have been installed yesterday, he's saying he is the prime minister. So there goes the power struggle again. There goes the grab. The Supreme Court, the person who would have been able to make that decision, he died from COVID.
Yes.
So I don't know what's going to happen to Haiti and the people of Haiti right now.
Yes, again. Oh, what tangled web we weave.
Web we weave. Right. Oh, yes. Oh,
when
yes.
First we
have mercy,
to
Lord.
deceive.
So we just have to pray for these people in Haiti.
Yes.
Pray for, deliverance. Pray that whomever they get as their leader right now, they will be able to make the right, he or she will be able to make the right decision, because at the end of the day, the rich is going to be richer. and the poor is going to be poorer.
Thanks, Pat.
Okay, Lady D. So you
Blessings.
have a good evening, and if I don't get to come back on,
Yes.
have a wonderful weekend, all
Thank
right?
you, my dear. Blessings to you.
Okay, blessings to everyone. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 914-600-4228. Good evening to you, and you, wherever you are this evening. The show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Noreen Avenue in the Bronx.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Welcome back. It is now 7:33 p.m. The show ends at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to you, to my YouTubers. I'm so happy you're here, keeping my company. Not to mention those of you who are on Linkage Radio, 104.5, 101.7 FM. I gather that there were certain sections here in Mount Vernon that water was flooding. Someone was actually calling me, but I was already here to say that water. I'm like, you know what? I'll just have to sail home then. You know, after I dock myself home to my yard, I'll just have to sail home. But at this moment, I cannot see outside, so I'm not sure what's going on out there. But nevertheless, I will ensure that I'm guided home safely. Okay, so wherever you are, rain will be falling right throughout until about 10 a.m. tomorrow in our area. So please, I hope you're not in one of those flood-prone sections in your community where you have to go bail out water. You know, we do bail out here too, you know. Didn't you know that? With the exception of some people. So hi, 914-600-4228. As you know, as I mentioned earlier, it is my Gospel Music Thursday. And I'd like for you to, of course, you know, sit back, relax, and enjoy the gospel selections that I have just for you. Because, you know, when I'm putting my show together, I have one of those shows. Most of you have been listening to, you know, Inside the Zone for a very long time. And I add a little creativity because, you know, we're in a very competitive space and things can get monotonous. And if you're not careful, you get lost, pretty much. We can get lost. And so I try to do a little of this, a little of that, and to change it up for you every week kind of thing. So I hope that you appreciate it, because I guarantee you to come here all the time ain't easy doing. But I do it because I love it. So thank you so much for tuning in with me. CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, signradio.net, Touch FM Radio 90.1. I appreciate you. Those of you on our radio dial, 104.5, 101.7, thank you. And to my YouTube channel, those of you who have literally, you know, subscribed, I appreciate you. And just to let you know that this past Saturday, July 3rd, man, we had a wonderful time. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what happens is that you don't get my broadcast when, you know, you're gonna just be out there, but you won't know. Gifted Fingers Touching Lives. Pat was on. It was nice. Didn't we have a great time, Pat? I had a drummer out of Jamaica and a keyboardist here in New York. And oh my God, the selections were off the chain. And people were just saying, pull up. All kind of good things going on. So if you want to catch Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, that's my live show for gifted musicians. You have to subscribe to Inside the Zone with Lady D. Are you ready for some music? Let's go.
If you know you've seen the goodness of God in your life, lift your hand and give God same. Though our expressions may seem different, we all say the same thing. We are grateful for your love. We are grateful for your mercies and the blessings we see every day. And this is our response. Whoa, whoa. We say hallelujah. This is our response. Whoa, whoa. We say hallelujah for all you've done and all you've been, all the love you've shown. It's amazing. And this is our response. Whoa, whoa. We say hallelujah. This is our response. All powerful, that's how we describe you, because we know there's nothing you cannot do. We're amazed at all your power, amazed at all your miracles and the works that we see every day. And this is our response. Whoa, whoa. We say hallelujah. This is our response. Whoa, whoa. We say hallelujah for all you've done and all you've been, all the love you've shown. It's amazing. And this is our response. Whoa, whoa. We say hallelujah. This is how we respond to your greatness. This is how we respond to your power and all you've done. Everybody say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Every tongue, every tribe, every man, every nation, every land. We've seen your heart and your hand. And this is our response. Whoa, whoa. We say hallelujah. This is our response. Whoa, whoa. We say hallelujah for all you've done and all you've been, all the love you've shown. It's amazing. And this is our response. Whoa, whoa. We say hallelujah. This is our response. This is our response. This is our response. This is our response. So,
Wow, this is our response. Whoa, hallelujah, the highest praise. Good evening to you. Welcome to, of course, my Gospel Music Thursday, and I'm playing some selections that perhaps you don't know, but that's what I do. Hello, everyone. Welcome to you. Let's not waste time. Let's get on with the show.
Yeah, man, you might not have a father. Across the shore, and son, yeah, man, you might not have a father or never grow with a father. But one thing you must know still. Hear me now.
God is my father, and I am his son. I am his son. Yes, God is my father, and I am his son. I'm confident, yes, Jah is my father, and I am his son. I am his son. Yes, God is my father, and I am his son. Okay, I didn't know who I was until I came into the family of God. Yes, and then I receive life, a life of dominion and authority. Yeah, yeah. You've given me the design, the tools and the wisdom to make my way perfect. Oh, Father, Father, oh yeah, hey, Jah is my Father, and I am His Son. I am His Son. Yes, God is my Father, and I am His Son. I'm confident, yes, Jah is my Father, and I am His Son. I am His Son. Yes, God is my Father, and I am His Son. Hear me now,
Hey, boom, me know say it's difficult for you. Aye, cause you no get figure with no father. Only for this and then son to go through. Boy, another to make you drive for the lamb. Mama, me, I beg you please, no kill nobody. Put down the gun, and nobody turn no shatter. Next thing them catch you before you reach a station, them shot you. No even get me reach a court feet charge you. Aye, he's a father to the fatherless. Give him all your troubles and don't bother stress. Closer to you than your other friends. Will you tell you about Jesus of Nazareth?
Jah is my Father, and I am His Son. I am His Son. Yes, God is my Father, and I am His Son. I'm confident, yes, Jah is my Father, and I am His Son. I am His Son. Yes, God is my Father, and I am His Son. Oh, no, no, you're never alone. I'm never alone.
Never alone.
Oh, I'm never alone.
God is always with you.
I'm never alone.
But this time I know exactly which way to go. With all my heart, running after you. When you respond, I know I will never be the same. I raise this worship in spite of how I feel. No matter what you're asking of me, my response is yes. Oh, there's no other rest like this. I'm right where I belong. You always keep your promises. It's your joy that makes me strong, and I raise an altar in the face of my enemies. My life is yours, Lord. You can do as you please. You see, my confidence is settled in your plans and what you said. And even though I have some questions, I choose to worship you instead. With all my heart, oh, I'm running after you. When you respond, I know I will never be the same. Consistent worship, in spite of how I feel, no matter what you're asking of me, my response is yes. God, you never make mistakes. You know the start and the outcome. One word to make my seasons change. So if I'm still here, then you're not done, and I won't complain. While I'm waiting for you, I'll be dancing in the rain. Lord, you are my rescue. And yes, I know some days I worry, cause my heart gets overwhelmed. And I just wanna say I'm sorry. I'm going with you till the end. With all my heart, running after you. When you respond, I know I could never be the same. I raise my worship in spite of how I feel. No matter what you're asking of me, my response is yes. You're the only reason I'm living. Your grace and your mercy overflow. Everything I have I'm giving. And whatever you want, you let me know. Mountains high, valley low. Wherever you follow, and I will go. Oh, I will find you if I seek you. So, Lord, with all my heart, I'm running after you. When you respond, I know I will never be the same. I raise this worship in the midst of how I feel. No matter what you're asking of me, asking of me, asking of me. Not a dick like sun fame. Oh, but if that were the case, you will stay first.
I'm gonna. And so I'm going to say a very special hi to Pastor Sean Sobers. The first selection I played, Jah is My Father, was sung by him.
I've been at my lowest until you came through. The enemy had plans for me, but
And he had to pop in. How are you, Pastor Sean? Hope you're good.
when somebody saves your soul and makes you whole, you gotta scream and shout. My worship's at another place. If you don't understand, you're gonna put me out. But you might just have a hard time, cause I'm not me alone. Yeshua's been good too. Worshippers around the world, make it praise come true. Cause I can't be the only one who's excited to call your name. I can't be the only one who's a Christian and unashamed. I know I'm not the only one not interested in lights and fame. Oh, but if that were the case, you will take first place. Jesus, can't quench my passion for the Lord. Jesus, you're the reason for the blessings that I see. And even when times get hard, I'm okay. I feel your favor surrounding me. When everything fails and people need an answer, I hope I'll be there, my King, to lift you up like a banner. But I can't be the only one who's excited to call your name. Oh, I can't be the only one who's a Christian and unashamed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know I'm not the only one not addicted to likes and fame. Oh, oh, oh. But if that were the case, you will stay first. Jesus, oh, the earth may shake and winds may blow, but you'll remain the same. Strongest love I've ever known, and power in your name. The weak find refuge in your arms. So every chance I get, I'll write a song to tell of what you've done. But I can't be the only one who's excited to call your name, Jesus. I can't be the only one who's a Christian and unashamed. I know I'm not the only one not interested in lights and fame. Oh, but if that were the case, you will stay first. Jesus,
don't know where this road gon' take me. Lord, the pursuit, pilgrim on a journey that leads your children to the Father's hands. Hey, this world is not my home. I'm just a voyager passing through. Come fi teach you the gospel message. Come fi tell you that God loves you. Word became flesh and dwell amongst man and gave to him salvation. Accept the Father now in your heart and he'll give you the revelation. The pursuit, pilgrim on a journey. I'm passing through. Don't know where this road gon' take me. Lord, the
10 minutes to 8 o'clock. Time signal brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Narita Avenue in the Bronx. Enjoy the music.
relentlessly pursuing righteousness and the things of Jah. I pick up my cross and start trotting like Moses wielding his mighty rod. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light to guide my way. Though the road is rough and rugged, Jah will never let I fail. The pursuit, pilgrim on a journey. I'm passing through, don't know where this road gon' take me. Lord, the pursuit, pilgrim on a journey that leads your children to the Father's hands. Hey, answer when the master call you. Come in at the ark while the doors are open. Many are called, but the few are chosen. He's got so many mysteries to show you. Take heed to the word of God. Plant them deep down in your heart. Paradise is your reward when you listen to the master's call. The pursuit, pilgrim on a journey. I'm passing through. Don't know where this road gon' take me. Lord, the pursuit,
children to the Father's hands. Hey,
Jesus, you're the one my heart longs for. You gave me peace in times of storm. You satisfy my thirsty soul and fill my life with all that's good. Father, you've been Jehovah Jireh in my life. When I call your name, you always hear my cry. I place my life all in your hands. Your word says no good thing will you withhold from me. You're the one my heart longs for. You gave me peace in times of storm. You satisfy my thirsty soul, and you fill my life with all that's good. Watch me now, what no one else can do, what only you can do, Jesus. No one else can do it, only you can do it, Jesus. No one else can do what only you can do, Savior. No one else can do it, only you can do it, Savior. Heal me sickly if you walk and blind to see, Jesus. Do it for them, you do it for me, Jesus. I am to turn it around in my life, Jesus. Jesus, you are the one my heart longs for. You gave me peace in times of storm. You satisfy my thirsty soul and fill my life with all that's good. I'm born for more than this. I will succeed. I am victorious in His name. God has made me new. Now I can live again. I am victorious in His name. No more chains are holding me. I'm free. I'm more than a conqueror. I win. Should I go? Should I cross? Should I stay? I'm confused. Lord, fix this for me. My mind is telling me you'll never make it. Yeah. A still voice in my heart keeps telling me that I'm more than a conqueror, an overcomer. I'm born for more than this. I will succeed. I am victorious in His name.
I got 5 minutes to go. Man, oh man, oh man.
Now I can live again. I am victorious in His name. No more chains are holding me. I am free. I'm more than a conqueror. I win. So I got up from my slumber and I reaffirm myself. I am the head and not the tail. I am the head and I reaffirm myself. I am above and not beneath. And I reaffirm myself. I shall live in abundance. I am victorious in His name.
Want to say hi to Roger, my favorite author. Thank you for joining, Roger.
I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear.
I'm a child of God. I hope you enjoyed my Gospel Music Thursday with my features this evening here inside the Zone, center stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Looking forward to being back on Monday with the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Broadcast here on Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. Don't forget to tune in at 8 o'clock on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com with Chris Wilby for the smooth groove.
Walk right through my door. You stood at the door and knocked.
It's going to be a rainy Thursday into Friday, but please be careful. I aim to do the same. Thank you for keeping my company this evening. What would I do without you? Man, oh man, oh man. A lot of love and blessings, everyone. My connecting partners, thank you. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life. Blessings, everyone. Mwah. I'm out of here.
Jesus said I never met a man like him. Jesus, Jesus, yes, he is the one who died for me. Jesus, Jesus, said I never met a man like him. Jesus, Jesus, the faithful and true he is to me. Jesus, Jesus, said I never met a man like him. Jesus, Jesus, yes, he is the one who died for me. Yeah, oh, he is the one who died for me. Since I opened up and let him in, he cleansed my heart from deep within. And now I am free from sin, and I've got joy within. No longer a slave to sin. Yes, now I know I can win. I'll lift my voice and sing. I'm giving praises to my King. I'll lift my voice and sing. I'm giving praises to my King. Jesus, Jesus, said I never met a man like he. Jesus, Jesus, so faithful and true he is to me. Jesus, Jesus, said I never met a man like him. Jesus, Jesus, yes, he is the one who died for me. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, moving in this place. I worship you, I worship you. I'm a God then, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, your light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, your light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. Oh, yeah. I worship you, Lord, I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you, Lord, I worship you. And everybody sing, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, your light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
get a call from Mama again. She told me she haven't received the barrel as yet. Which shipping company did you use to send it off?